Hello everybody, welcome to the Speakeasy.
I'm Zach.
And I am Jake.
We are the Dirt Road Men. This is Blade and Bow whiskey. It's very good.
It may be the best. Stay tuned to find out. Not in this episode.
Yeah.
So what we've got today is...
Cigar Experiment Round 2 for Bourbon Cigars.
Yeah, because we
did a Bourbon Maduro, but it was with that Cuban Reject Maduro. It was just terrible to start with.
And did the video we did where we first tried to try this, did it go up yet?
I think that was one of the videos we shot when we left the AC on and I couldn't use any of the videos.
Bollocks. So what we did was we took a Camacho, great cigar brand, Ecuador, also phenomenal cigar, and we had a Maker's Mark bourbon cigar tube left over, and it still kind of smelled like it. And, well, we filled up to the bottom of the nipple on the bottom. Bottom of the nipple on the bottom.
This little round part on the bottom. Most would be that would be where the cap of the cigar would go.
We filled that up with Eagle Rare. And then we put the cigar in and let it kind of swirl around and let it sit for the last couple of weeks. And
it smells very bourbony. It smells like it's going to be a glorious, glorious cigar. And we are on a roll today. Other than the last video we shot, everything has been phenomenal. The last video we shot, which is the talk video from last week, is cocktails, and we're not big on cocktails. So that video wasn't super enjoyable for us. They had the camera died in the middle, which didn't help. But we also shot our Los Santo. Yeah. We also shot our Los Santo AJ Fernandez cigar review. Phenomenal cigar. That'll be going up Friday. And Blade and the Bow review, which will be up in a couple weeks. Just great whiskey, great cigar. So we're having a good day. My brother pointed something out to me.
Huh.
He's starting to get into country music.
Uh-huh.
Like, actually find things he likes rather than just listening to the country music station our granddad listened to.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me to play for him some songs that I like. And I went through a few. I went through, like, some old ones, like Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy. And I also, for fun, because Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy made him feel awkward because we were driving and he was watching the video. And there were some girls walking around in that video, as I'm sure you may remember.
Oh, yeah. And
he got nervous of people pulling up next to him and looking at what he was watching. So the next video I handed him was Trace Atkins' Honky Tonk Badonk Donk. And he pointed out that in that video, every time Trace Atkins was just looking into the camera, he was holding a cigar. Big old cigar. And he's like, do you think that we just grew up in an environment that meant we needed to smoke cigars? I was like, you know what? Maybe, but I'm happy with it. So, I mean, there are a few ways you can have your tobacco. There's cigarettes, which our parents smoke, but I think most of our generation has gotten away from cigarettes. I know you smoke, but, and I did for a little while, but I don't now.
I like it. I think it would fare well. The next experiment, maybe less whiskey. And taking it out of the tube to let it kind of dry out.
You know what I kind of want to do? I want to find a bulk set of Maduros, like throw out Maduros that I like. And when we finish our experiment with the aging barrel, throw a couple in there. Yeah, age them for a little while outside in the shop. That is pretty good. It is a little too whiskey heavy.
It still feels
wet when you draw it.
Yeah, moist.
Moist. Didn't get everything off the bar.
What is it?
Vermouth.
Does that have alcohol in it too?
Yeah. It's wine, basically.
15% alcohol.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't have alcohol.
Water. Yeah. Water might not be a bad idea to clear some palate out. Oh, I love water. I've started liking it more since
You
I've
ever have,
modified
like-
my diet.
You ever have like weird water craving? Like
Yeah, dude.
you want like a specific water?
Yes.
Last night, if I could have just got like a 55-gallon drum of Fiji water
Fiji water is the only one I've ever gotten that for.
and then just like drown myself in it, I'd have died happy.
Yeah. So the reason for us trying some cigar experiments is a little twofold. Mostly it's for science, for our own interest. More so even than it's for you guys. That's the thing about our videos, and that's why we make them. And even though we're kind of laid back, and I don't know if that appeals to everybody, I don't know if I like that smell.
I think I love it.
Well, you're wrong. Most of the stuff you see us do on camera is stuff we would have done anyway. Especially trying new whiskeys. We were doing that before we started shooting these videos. It was an idea that came later that we would start trying to shoot these videos with them. A couple months into it, actually. Well after spending way more than we should have spent on larceny. No? No, it was right around when we started drinking larceny, actually.
Now, okay, that can be taken as two. I don't know what you're saying.
We bought a lot of larceny in a couple months.
Oh, yes. Especially around, for me anyway, especially around December to mid-January.
Yeah, so it was in the thick of us really enjoying larceny.
Like every
It was
other
the first
day.
whiskey we really found that we liked. He was home a lot.
That was when I messed up my back.
Yeah.
I didn't have any pain meds.
Right after messing up your truck. Well, you didn't mess up your truck, but it was messed up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you didn't have any pain meds, because we're not big on pain meds.
Bourbon works great, though. I highly recommend it.
I think most of the world's problems, most problems in the world that people have with themselves individually, that includes mental and physical illnesses, I'm not a doctor if that's not obvious, can be solved with the proper diet adjustments. If you need painkillers, drink a little whiskey. Take the edge off. Maybe some ibuprofen.
Do you want any more of that? I've been sucking on it for a minute, but
It's alright, man. I'm pretty happy with the cigar I got in front of me.
yeah, I'm kind of jealous.
I think that experiment was much more successful, though, than the other one, and I think it's due to the quality of the cigar initially. The problem is, I don't actually like that better than the initial Ecuador.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because the flavors are more subtle. Because they don't age... I don't think there's any cigar that's actually has any liquid bourbon involved in its aging process. I think they're all aged in bourbon barrels.
So we need to get a Eagle Rare barrel.
Probably, if we wanted to do this experiment properly. And age it for like a year.
Get a barrel. Get a little barrel. Dump a bunch of Eagle Rare in it.
Age it for a month or 3.
And
And then throw that in there for another month or 3.
Again, I think this would have been a lot better if I could probably still save it. Just cut it off. And
Just wait it out until it dries out better. Because it was dry on the outside to the touch.
yeah, it feels kind of. It doesn't feel wet. It just almost oily.
Yeah.
Like this one's been kept in a humidor. I mean, even just looking at them.
Yeah. And they're both natural wrappers, so they should be basically the same. I think we've had a little too much whiskey today. I'm starting to feel it. Just barely. But, still, I would, compared to our last cigar experiment, I think we're on a better track. I think less bourbon might have been the answer and more time in the open air to dry out.
Yes. But that's what experiments are for, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was a $5 experiment. Really?
Yeah.
We had the Eagle Rare anyway. We had the cigar anyway, but the cigar cost $5. And we could have used any bourbon that we liked. Bladen Bow would work great. Larceny.
I really want.
Tullamore Dew might even be good.
Ooh. The 18.
Yeah, that's exactly what I looked at. Because it's got just that little bit of smokiness. I think we found our next cigar experiment. We'll use one of those cigars I accidentally bought or something. Maybe not the Connecticut's, but the other ones.
Okay.
The Olivia O's.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a box of Olivia O's, and I had left in my cart a box of Rocky Patel Connecticut's, because Rocky Patels have great draw on them. That's every Rocky Patel I've had has had a great draw on it. And the Connecticut's are really good for smoking and socializing. My brother-in-law really got me into them. And so I had thought about ordering a box, but I didn't order a box. I left it in my cart. And then when I tried to order this other box, I didn't notice that there was something else in my cart because I was talking to my kids and ordering at the same time. And all of a sudden I accidentally ordered 2 boxes of cigars.
You know, I've done something similar. And the worst part was it wasn't even my money.
Was your boss's?
Yeah.
I remember.
It's alright.
Does he know about that?
Yeah, I told him, I was like, hey man.
I figured. I was like, well, hopefully he doesn't keep up with our videos, because we have a lot of videos. Like, we put them out at a volume that I don't know very many people that catch them all. Ah! Sorry, my kids are in Pokemon.
Oh, we were in Pokemon when we were kids,
I know
too.
we were.
Everybody remembers the theme song.
Oh yeah, I know all the words to the original theme song.
Is it different now?
I don't know. I've watched a couple movies with them, but I haven't really watched anything after the 2nd gen. And really, the 2nd gen I kind of started to tail out because I didn't like it as much.
Was it all the same people?
No, Brock left. So it was Ash, Misty, and some dude with water mouse.
Nice. So,
This should be interesting.
hanging out in the kitchen last night. I think I was rummaging for food.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was 11 o'clock and I hadn't eaten anything in 24 hours.
Mm-hmm. Make sure and speak up for them.
Rummaging in the kitchen. Starving. My wife screeches from the other room, "Oh my God, come here! They found a mouse!" And the cats had found a mouse. Cute little...
I never had a mouse problem out there.
This is the only one I've ever seen. So I'm like, okay, so I'm shooing the cats away, and I'm like looking at it intently. I'm like, I don't know if it's dead or alive. So she brings me in a plastic sack, and I pick it up because I don't know if they carry diseases naturally or something.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it, and its stomach's kind of moving, but I'm not sure. I might just think it maybe just nerves or gases or something. Maybe they did kill it. I blow on it a few times, and I poke it. I was like, yeah, it's probably dead. So I tie the bag up, take it out, put it in the back corner of the pickup. I was just going to toss it in the dumpster. I go out today, and I look, and it's still there.
So this was recent?
Yeah, this was last night. So I drive up to the dumpster, and it's like a 2 or 3 block, max speed 10 mile an hour. Well, the bag had moved all the way to the front corner of my bed. So I'm like, I was not going fast enough to create any sort of wind speed.
Yeah, the speed limit's like 10 out there.
So I pick up the bag, and I shake it. And the little mouse is in there running around in circles, like trying to get out.
What'd you do? Just let him loose up there, or did you throw him in the dumpster anyway?
I just let it loose. I just dropped it, shook him out, and he ran over my boot, and then he stopped. He turned around, looked at me, and then turned around and took off.
Maybe he said thank you.
Either that, or maybe he was just getting a good facial recognition, and all of his mouse army is going to come and kill me. This guy put me in a bag.
Look at this. There's a signature on the inside of that cigar label.
Like an actual signature?
Yeah.
Nice.
Looks like it anyway. No way he signs every cigar though. That's got to be printed, right? It looks real though.
I don't see an A.
A.J. Fernandez. Huh. You ever get so lazy with your signature that you just scribble? Because that's what A.J. Fernandez does.
That's all my signatures ever done.
My wife thinks my signature is too neat, but it was neat on all of our house closure documents. Most of the time anymore, I sign so many forms at work for like access and stuff that It's just like my initials quickly scribbled.
Yeah. That's all mine have been since 6th grade.
Well,
Like,
you scribble after your initials. Mine is literally my initials quickly drawn out.
Oh. Yeah, that's just... Sometimes all 3 letters look the same.
Ha!
Sometimes mid-signature I forget how to make an R or a cursive L. It's just like, man, I do not write nearly enough.
Yeah. Cigar hasn't gone out of it yet. How's that one doing? Is it getting better as you go? Because I imagine as you heat it up, it should get less damp. No? It's alright though. We will learn.
I mean, if I take three consecutive drags, the third ones are really good. Like what they normally are.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's making it lose its flavor and luster.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just let that one sit.
What
Go
other
out.
updates do we have? What about these diets we've been on? We've been working to like the carnivore diet, essentially, like all meat. And normally I avoid fad diets, although I was really into paleo, but that's because paleo makes sense. What do you need?
Oh, just grab it.
Sorry.
Really into paleo.
We've been working our way into the carnivore diet. I think you're all the way in it, but you started before I did.
No, I'm not all the way in it.
No?
No.
I'm down to meat, fruit, and vegetables, so paleo. The next step is going to be moving from that to just meat. And I'll see how that works. If you didn't notice from our 4th of July bottle down video, I put on a little bit of weight, more than I intended. I'm cool up to about 200 pounds. If I pass 200, I don't like how I look. I'm not comfortable with how I look at all. You now weigh less than you have since 8th grade, right?
Yeah. I haven't weighed this little since I had 2.
2 testicles for those paying attention. So that's a fun update. If any of you are trying that diet, let us know in the comments and let us know how it's worked out for you. I think the biggest reason it's beneficial for a lot of people is you're cutting out so many bad things that you have no choice but to drop weight. But if you look up Michaela Peterson, she had autoimmune issues. She talks about her dad, Jordan Peterson, who you probably know better. And he started doing it, and he not only got rid of his autoimmune issues, her as well, but their depression. I don't really have a depression problem anymore. I had a depression problem, but it was in a depressing period of my life, so not like clinical depression, but like my ex took $5,000 in cash from me and my daughter. So we've since got it to where I can see my kids and such, but I was having a rough period there where I was pretty bummed out about that.
Yeah.
And I'm the type of guy that thinks every single thing that happens to me is my fault in some way. And I think that's beneficial to me most of the time because I can change myself. But I don't really have a depression issue outside of that period of my life. So, I imagine we'll keep you updated on that. There's not a whole lot of, I haven't seen anybody's blood work on it except the guy that kind of really started the fad of it. But Michaela Peterson has found a woman that's been doing it for 20-something years to deal with her autoimmune disease. And she's still kicking just fine. She never gets blood work done because her doctor told her she was going to die of high cholesterol or something, like have a heart attack. She's like, you know what? I feel better, so if I die, at least I die happy.
Yeah.
And she's been doing it for 23 years now.
Okay.
Most of our lives.
Yeah.
I've
I've seen a couple of photos of her, and I thought she maybe...
Not Michaela Peterson. The chick she found.
Oh.
Michaela Peterson's only been doing it for 2 years. And not even a full 2 years because she ate more when she was pregnant. She thought she should.
I don't know how any of that really works.
I don't know. Well, we really don't either if you think about it.
Yeah.
Like nobody really does. Personal opinion. That's an opinion, not a fact. But that's a fun update. What?
Well, for me anyway, it's
You were dealing with stomach issues initially, right?
oh yeah.
You might have a gluten sensitivity, but you're not going to go to the doctor and figure that out.
Yeah, they stick things places. That's
You don't have a problem with needles.
no, I do not. No, it's just things going up the backside.
Oh,
You have to
no,
do
that's
small-
an exit only.
Small intestine biopsy.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
If I die of
because-
colon cancer, it's because I never went in and let him sodomize me.
Same. There's just having a gluten intolerance, and then there's a celiac disease. Celiac disease is when you consume gluten, your body basically decides to punish you by eating your intestines. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And in order to test that, they have to take a little
Gotcha.
chuck.
Nope.
Nah, negatory.
You just know that cutting out gluten really helped you, and you're going to take a couple extra steps to go just meat.
Yes. And I also kind of do intermittent fasting.
Yeah, I found that changing to both of those immediately, I can't sustain. If I change one and then I change the other, I can do it.
Well, see, I started out doing the intermittent fasting, not necessarily. I didn't even know what it was called. It was more out of
Necessity?
I'm tired of spending. Well, I did the gluten thing,
Mm-hmm.
and the only thing I really that was made sense for me to take to work for lunch
Mm-hmm.
was a sandwich. A couple sandwiches.
Oh yeah, and you can't.
I'm not eating bread, and if anybody knows of any gluten-free bread that doesn't taste like hammered dog poop, go ahead and drop that in the comments. More anything else, if you never comment on anything else or do anything else again on the internet, please do that.
Yeah.
Because I love bread. But, so I just wasn't eating lunch. And then eventually it was just like, okay, well, I don't eat breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't eat dinner.
Yeah, so it was like an accidental consequence.
Yeah.
And when I'm working, that tends to be what I do, but sometimes I'll have nothing to do in the middle of the night. Like, stuff will drop off, I'll get done with something really early, and then I get hungry. And I probably would get hungry anyway, just because of so long not eating, but I'm also sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah, boredom. This is at work, right?
Mm-hmm. And as a consequence of me having considerably more money now than I used to, I can go out and buy whatever I want to eat. So,
If you like this video, hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, drop us a comment, and check out our Facebook page for daily updates.